Hey, how's it going, people? I hope you're doing fantastically well. Steve here with another video for you from Team Bubba. As we promised, we said we would be releasing some videos about Kim's promises. I mean, some of these are going back as 2023. And one of the ones that we've cherry picked today is one for the Neutrino energy boxes. I don't know if any of you guys know about this, but back in October 2023, Kim released that she was going to provide free energy devices to the world. Now, this was kind of like in the well, she was talking about building labs and things like that. We'll go into it more in a second, but so 9th of October 2023, she announced on her show, one of her videos, that she was looking into neutrino energy, and then she had a device that could power basically a house anywhere in the world. And if you're going to power a house with so many kilowatts, then you'll be able to also maybe power a car with it, and etc. etc. So it's probably one of the most important releases of information, and maybe I would say has to be a priority, because there's people out there in so many parts of the world that would love to have this device. Also, it would mean that elderly people that have had their winter fuel allowances taken away from, etc., or anywhere in the world where people depend on heating. I mean, this would be absolutely fantastic. I mean, there's so many different things you could talk about when you have free energy, but yeah, what I'm trying to get at is that this is probably the most important thing. If Kim had to give priority to, would be to release this device and give it to people. Now, as you know, Kim's got a bit of a track record of announcing these projects and not coming up with the goods. So all I can say to you, first of all, is I've got some clips of videos of evidence of where she's announced all this information. And then we're going to take a look at what it looks like. So, and then we're going to play back. So the videos, these clips are going to be between October and December. So first of all, let's look at the ones from the 9th of October, and then we'll come back and have a chat.
Okay, so let's see. Exciting developments. This is very exciting for me. So I have an associate that has offered a nominal amount. It's not nominal in the world, but it's probably a couple $100,000, which is enough for me and a couple of close associates of mine that are willing to come to America, because right now they're not being produced, to start slowly but surely developing the neutrino boxes here in the States.
Okay.
Now, it's not enough to set the world on fire and start mass producing these things, but solar energy is usually approved in most states and in most countries. Solar energy, the big solar panels, all that kind of stuff. And this too, therefore, falls underneath that category. Therefore, it is approved. So we are starting to source the equipment we need to build a small laboratory, and we might only get 1 out a day or 2 out a day, and then we can ramp it up to 3 out a day, or over time as we start working. So this we should be able to put in operation probably by the first of the year, which is not that long when you figure out all the stuff we need to get. We do have access to the materials we need to get this done. And, once it's time to build the research and development centers, and then we can start moving a lot further, faster further. But we have decided that we are going to start moving on with or without, putting anybody at risk or the deep state or whatever. So if we can create this in that type of laboratory, which is going to be our primary focus, where we can create a lot of other things, from, if we make it, we build it, we sell it, we can start collecting those profits, we can grow from within and start working on other technologies, even with a small crew. We can also start putting other scientists, like I said, there are some people that you call operatives that are scientists. We can start putting some of those people to work slowly but surely, and we can start growing further faster without anything even from the trust. Now, that doesn't mean that what it means is when it is safe to do so, we will start releasing money for projects into the general public as quickly as possible. But on our end of it, I wanted you to know that we are getting started with or without anything.
Nice.
And that's why I've encouraged all of you to do the same. Now, only thing that's going to do when we can safely release money to people that are known as scientists that are very innovative in the world, think about what that can do and what it's done to others. Okay? So I'm choosing my words carefully here. If that information gets out, we're in trouble. So we are not asking for donations to help. We are not collecting money for projects or anything like that. Just so you know, this is something that I've completely done on my own. And I'm going to need a little bit of help because there's only one Kim. I keep getting things out there where people are saying you've got to buy this coin and that coin. We do not collect money for projects, including things that are near and dear to my heart. But there's been a lot of people asking about these things, and we need to get them into production. Everybody's waiting to get them into production on a mass scale. And so we had made a decision as a small group of people to start producing them, even if it's slow.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yeah, no, that's great news.
Yep. And once we can actually say safely that these scientists have big money and a big research and development center, and nobody's going to try to drone us, then, we'll grow it really fast then. Then we can start it'll happen rapidly because we've sourced out the machine shops for the boxes and the plates and the things that go in there and the sand and the special materials and all that. So that, work has already been done. And we figure we can probably start, within a few months safely. So we'll start with the process of, extraction and other things of these minerals, and then we'll move forward to actually being able to legitimately start a waiting list for boxes, probably, spring of next year. Okay. So fair enough, right? Like it can be done.
It can be done.
It can be done. It doesn't take millions of dollars. It doesn't take whatever. It takes a few willing people, some housing and some equipment, and we can make it happen on a small scale.
Yep, that's true.
But we will be ready. The point is we will now be ready to start at a moment's notice mass producing these things.
Yeah.
Okay, mass producing, eh? She's, like she says, she's very careful how she chooses her words. And she says, like, and we'll be like, when it's safe to do so, we're going to be pumping this money into the scientists. Well, she says that every time when it's safe to, or she's going to get hacked. The same old bullshit. She gives you like a really juicy bit of information, and it gets you all excited, and you think, oh, brilliant, well done, Kim. You're going to save us all. Again, it's always something to do with Kim. She won't say, I'm not your savior, but she'll come out with something as if it is really in stealth saving you. So have a little think about what she said throughout that video. Some key points there. remember she's already said some dates, guessing, kind of penciling some dates of spring 2024 that we'll start, handing them out. And they've already got the materials, remember, but a little bit later on, she changes it a little bit. So anyway, let's find out on this next video what people, Sunny asks a question like, people want to know what these boxes. So let's have a look at this video now.
We may have some new people who may not know anything about Neutrino Energy or these boxes. So really quickly, can you just tell us what these boxes can do?
Well, essentially, if you want to kind of break it down, we have crystalline energy that comes from the sun. It is a light energy. The boxes are pretty small. They're, maybe the size of a very small, larger than a laptop, thicker than a laptop, but maybe a small suitcase or a small purse, or larger purse. And they can be connected together as like you would Legos. And obviously, the more of them you connect together, the more you can power. So you could actually power a city grid with these things if you had enough of them clicked together. They work with the energy that comes from the sun. You do not require large solar panels because it uses different materials. And once you install one of these boxes, you will have enough. One of the boxes is typically enough to support an average size middle class home in America. And it will last for about 50 years or so.
Wow.
Then you have to replace it. So it is a type of free energy. It does work on alternating current, which is what is in the average home today. On new construction, you can actually use it on voltage only, which is what is the healthiest thing for humans. And essentially most countries and states, I'm not going to say all because I haven't checked every single country in the world, accept solar power, in a residential, in a residence. So we should be able to bypass any kind of regulations that may be in place, by governments, provided they're still standing by the time we produce our first one. Because at this point, I'm looking forward to the CDC going away, the FDA going away. I mean, that's going to be a fantastic thing for the world. And this is no different. So we are going to collectively as a group move forward on a slow and steady pace and produce as many as we can. And then, if we can safely say to all the scientists, okay, great, you can go to work on a mass scale now, here's, millions and millions of dollars, let's make it happen. You'll start, it'll take about 6 months from there and you'll see them in mass production.
And so can this get people off the electrical grid? Is that what we're talking about here? Because we do reports all the time of like, oh, this is going down and this is going down and people don't have power. So this is an answer to that.
This is an answer to that. We'll have to develop, some kind of a program, like once we're doing it in mass.
Yeah.
Because basically the way, when you grow from within, if you can sell a few of them, then, you can get, that revenue, and then you can build the next, the next few of them. So it's, it's a slow and steady process, but eventually once the funding comes, there'll definitely be subsidies and whatnot for these boxes. So, we can do all kinds of things at that point.
When the funding comes, remember guys, 2018? 2018 funding was coming. Not this week. Oh, it'll be next week. Oh, it'll be next week. Oh, funding for your projects. All you guys there still waiting for your funding. And then she's saying, yeah, we'll make a couple and then we can sell them. I thought it's free energy. So how much are these boxes, Kim? She's never even said. How much will they sell for? Is the average person going to be able to buy these things? She mentions, people around the world. Who's going to be able to afford them? It's just stupid. Subsidies. I mean, this should be handed. If this was true, everybody in every home should have one of these for free. That's proper free energy, isn't it? If someone said to you, "Oh, I'm going to give you free energy," okay, how much is that? £50,000, $50,000, $100,000, or whatever. It's not free, is it? It's not free. It's just bullshit. She doesn't even explain what this. I'm still none wiser what this machine is, what it does, how it works. It doesn't use solar panels. So what do you do? Stick this box up on your roof? How does it pull energy in from the sun then? It don't make sense, does it? Anyway, there's there's even part of that same show on the 9th of October. Someone coincidentally asked a question about neutrino energy. Have a watch this.
My question to you is neutrino energy available yet? We'd love to get one of those little batteries. Thanks. Hope you're having a...
How timely.
How timely. You know what? I mean, I've been working on it, for about a week or two now on the side, kind of like talking to my associates, that kind of thing, kind of getting everything ready. And when that question came up today, I was like, oh my God, I forgot to tell everybody. Do I want to tell everybody just yet?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that is at. Right now, I do not know of anybody that is mass producing them anywhere. Everybody's waiting for, of course, the bigger the money, the faster you can mass produce. So to answer your question, that's kind of where that's at.
Wow. So she's not sure if anyone else is mass producing them. Well, they are actually. I'm not saying they're working, but there are other companies out there that have actually come out with the same idea as what Kim's talking about now. She talks like that to all of her followers, like as if it's her idea. Someone's come up with the idea, neutrino energy. I mean, have you guys seen what it looks like? Should we take a look? Don't laugh. Let's have a look.
Let me introduce you to my little friend. There's my little friend. So what is this? This is a neutrino powered. We talked about neutrinos months ago, but you can look them up again and see what they are. This is a neutrino powered device. It is approximately 200 millimeters by 300 millimeters, or around 8 inches or so. If you're in the United States, it's a pretty small device. So there are some key things that I can tell you about this device. Number one, if there is a prototype, it is already running. It will run for about 50 years.
Okay.
It requires no external power source or fuel.
Wow.
That's right. How exciting is that?
Oh my gosh.
So you could literally drop this in the middle of nowhere, Africa, and power a home.
Oh my goodness.
This one device produces around 7 kilowatts, which will power a home. So could we do this everywhere in the world? Sure. Now, because of industrialization and changes, do we want to do that? Well, that's really up to the power companies at this point, because I've thought about that too. Electricity is expensive. It's getting more expensive for no...
There you go. She said you could stick one of these in a house in Africa. 7 kilowatts, did she say? Well, how much are they, Kim? Who's going to be able to afford one of these in Africa? Who's going to be able to afford it? But did you see what it looks like? Goodness me. Now, we'll have a look at a video now, I think, where someone's already developed these. She stole the idea of someone else, another company, where she's got you all on board thinking, oh, this is really great. Yeah, well done, Kim. But there's another company already done it. Let's watch and see this other company.
Introducing the Neutrino Energy Power Cube, a fuel-free generator that uses neutrino voltaic technology to generate power 24 hours a day. This technology allows for continuous, year-round energy harvesting, regardless of weather conditions. The power cubes are compact, noiseless, harm the environment in no way, and can be used in any climate. The electro-generating plate consists of a metal foil coated on one side with a multi-layer nanomaterial composed of alternating layers of graphene and silicon and various alloying components. As the atoms in graphene vibrate due to Brownian motion, the resonance of these vibrations is increased by the surrounding radiation fields, and this is then collected as a direct electric current. Production is set to start, marking a leap in the technological development of mankind in the field of energy generation. The Power Cube, tomorrow's technology today.
Now I know which advertisement is the better of the two, of Kim's explanation and also the presentation of this cube. Although if you notice that they look identical. Now the one that's on the screen right now is by a company called Neutrino Energy Group, who have been going for quite some time. So I'm not really sure what's going on with this. I mean, they've been talking about this neutrino energy for a considerable amount of time. Although there are, I mean, you'll find that there are other videos out there of these type of devices. I mean, over 3 years ago, I've seen 2.5 years ago. It was 2.5 years ago. I saw a video for that, exactly the same. So let's put these pictures on the screen next to each other. So as you can see, the one on the left is Kim's. The one on the right is Neutrino Energy Group. All she's done is scrubbed the name off the side of the cube. She's stolen the idea from this company so that she could pull in some money from some investors and bank it. Now, she said in her video that the money that she'd been given by some investors, and we know very well who it is, she's $200,000 when we was told it was $500,000. So she's been given $500,000 and she's only admitted to $200,000. And wow, where's all the money gone? Is this what she's been shown, these investors? And they're going, yeah, okay, here's $500,000. Get it going, and we'll give you more money later. And she's probably said, look, you give me $500,000, and what I'll do is we'll make these for you, give you a batch of them, and also we'll give you some money back once we've made some money. This is the type of person she is. It's identical. She's made a rip-off version from this other company, which is really, really odd. Okay, so let's play another video. It's another one from November.
For the guys that climb the poles, and that's very high voltage, all that. So there's a lot of things to consider. What kind of industry are these people going to work in if something like that were to change? How many people need to be hired to install neutrino boxes and or maintain them, as a conversion? So these are all a part. The entire care structure is all about financial freedom, and then eventually freedom from money in totality.
Unbelievable. So again, in November, she's still continuing with the bullshit project of these neutrino boxes. Now let's skip to December, 18th of December 2023. Now this was one from one of our videos, which I'm going to show you now, where someone asked a question about neutrino boxes, and now she's beginning to back off the idea of these boxes. And this is what she does. She goes out full strength, blasts it all over her pages or Telegram groups, all over the news. And then what does she do? She backs off. when she does it bit by bit, and this is what she's been doing throughout the whole of the time that we've been following her. But what she doesn't know is that Team Bubba make clips of really key information, and where other people are not doing it, they forgot. They went, oh, what did she say about this? What did she say about that? Yeah, well, we have got that information. We've got thousands and thousands of hours of bullshit. It takes a long time to go through it all. So let's have a little listen to what she said back on the 18th of December 2023, where the story changes a little bit. Have a listen to this.
Hi, Kim. My name is Matthew Thomas, outside of Austin, Texas area. I'm a current electrical apprentice, and my question is about the job opportunities for us with the neutrino boxes coming out. Will the wires in our houses be necessary? Will the wires in these commercial buildings be necessary in the future with these neutrino boxes? Will we still need electricians to maintain the systems and the wires and all the devices going to and from with the neutrino boxes? How does that work with the wires in the homes and buildings? Thank you.
At some point in the future, eventually once these things go mainstream, I would see that changing. But other than that, you pretty much, your job is secure.
How are we doing, Kim? Can you give us an update? Are we still building the labs to be able to create these? I understand it's a process, but we haven't talked about that in a while.
Yeah, well, we've been trying to gather as much materials. We've made a couple rounds up there to collect some of the materials to test. We are expecting, hopefully, to have a clearance for another person to come here, because I can only do so many jobs at one point in time. I will work there, but I'm planning on kind of going in and out, because I got to do this too until this part's over. But I would say that hopefully, it's starting to snow here a lot, so the place where we got to go is not going to be accessible and frozen over until spring. So if we don't keep moving on the program there, that's the main concern right now, because that's the time crunch. Ordering the equipment, finding the place to put it, that kind of stuff, all that is underway. We are searching for the right place. We need around 200 to 300 square meters. It's not tiny to what we're looking for, and enough equipment to get started. So we have been working on it, on pulling all of that together so that we could start the process of extraction and perfecting that process of what we need to build the boxes. I would probably say within the next month or two. I told you it wasn't going to be a fast process. So within the next month or two, we should have those things settled out. We should be able to, some of this equipment is not in America. It's going to be coming from other locations in the world. So, that equipment alone can take 3 to 6 months to get, and it's holiday season. So nobody does anything, starting the end of this week through till first week in January. So I can't even order anything during that time. But we are still in the process, and we're still working on it.
Interesting. Very interesting, huh? So it's been over a year. It's been over, 15 months since you come out with this cock and bull story. Absolute bullshit. See how she's backing off now? Now it takes 3 to 6 months to get all the materials when she's already got the materials in the earlier video. And she said, it'll be in a couple of months. And now, now she doesn't even talk about it. And she keeps saying we. Nobody has even, there's not a group of people, unless they're in complete secrecy somewhere underground. Or those that are still in with Kim. No one even knows anything about this. She doesn't even talk about it anymore. Within the care system, or whatever they call it today. Nobody. Around that time as well, in that December, there was kind of like looking at, people were looking at each other saying like, well, are you working on it? No. Are you working on it? Who's working on this project? Who's looking for this premises where they can build it? 200 to 300 square meters is not big. It's not big at all when you're talking about manufacturing these equipment. I mean, the funniest thing about it is that these cubes are like superpower, 7 kilowatt little, what did you say? Between 200 and 300 millimeters, the cube is. These are like little, I don't know. These could be used as weapons. No, I don't know. She's mad, absolutely mad. She's backed off. She's dumped it. She wanted to get some money, some investors. She got the money. She got $500,000. And these people are not even, because they know they can't get the money off her. What's the investment? Oh, I'll chuck you a few $100,000 a year, then another 150,000, and then another second lot of 150,000. It's done in 3 payments. They didn't get the final products not being shown. So there you go, guys. One of the most important, probably, inventions and projects you could probably ever get from someone like Kim. I remember, she's not on her own. She's got the legions and all these other bullshit story type people that have come in from source. It sounds like some kind of biblical thing, and it's like she probably sat up at night looking up at the stars saying, "Oh, please help me, source. Please help me. Give me something where it's going to really stick, where I can actually help him." No, she's not like that. She never was like that. She's always been one of these people that just feed bullshit to people, use them, get some ideas out, and go, "Oh, I think I'll sell that idea." It seems to me someone's gone to Kim and said, "Look, I've got this little invention. It's one of my humanitarian projects. And they've called it Neutrino Energy." And they're really, all right. And they've just kind of like taken a snapshot of someone else's invention and said, "Oh, this is what I want." Because remember, we used to submit, I mean, I've done it as well, submit our project plans to Kim, and it was Tank and Thomas Williams. Yeah, we used to submit our project plans and a business plan. And we don't know what happened to those business plans, project ideas, humanitarian, should I say. We've been told if you don't submit it, you won't be getting any funding when the money comes. It's madness, isn't it? Even today, I think that's what it was. They just wanted to steal people's ideas. Maybe then make a proposal, not just to the listeners in their shows, but also to other people that are basically idiots, fools. Idiots that will give her $200,000, then another 150, and then another 150. So $500,000 for this stupid idea. I mean, it sounds great, doesn't it? Sounds great, but she's ripped off this other company, which to me, I don't know if they've come up with the goods, and I've never seen one of these devices before. Anything that's free, if anyone comes up with a device that's free, you're not going to live long. Someone's going to take you out, because there's absolutely no way. If they can't put something on a meter, they will never allow you to go into production with it. And Kim knows that. She knows that. Everybody knows that. So we always knew this was bullshit. And those idiots that gave all that money, it's gone. Money's never going to be seen again. Stupid. And we know who it is. Yeah, we know who he is. Kim's significant one. Won't say any more than that. But anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. Just another example of Kim not coming up with the goods. October 2023, and now we're March 2025. And people are still following her. I don't know. Anyway, speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.